Welcome back to another episode of Doing the Most. It's your boy Mos, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys for coming back, whether you're watching us on YouTube or you're listening to us on our many different podcast places. I can't even name them all, to be honest, but shout out to everyone on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you are. I'm very happy to have you guys. So for today's episode, we have so much going on. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, not just for today, but in the future. So you guys are going to hear things that you couldn't hear anywhere else. Before this video begins, I just want to state out one little thing. So first maybe 10 minutes or so, there's a little audio issue. You guys won't notice it. It's just if you're watching the video on YouTube, right? If you're watching it, you're going to notice that we're cutting out a little bit because there was just a delay between me and Bio. It was just lagging a lot. So we had to get that situated. So just know that's the only issue. It gets cut up a little bit because I'm like cutting up the video so it doesn't there's no pauses in between just for the delay, but it gets fixed within 10 minutes. All right. I love you guys. Enjoy the video. So let's get to it. To one of the best grinders out here, if not the best. This man's always top tier in everything he does, whether he's getting the best cards out here. He's always right there at level 40. He's right there at getting the gameplay for the best cards. His man, Steph Curry, that's his main man right there. Like, he just knows how to use these cards very well. He's very informative. Just know he's always grinding for you guys, whatever you guys have questions for and all that. So without further ado, let's get to it. Bio, how you doing, Bio?
What is going on, my man?
It's a pleasure having you. There's a lot that we got to talk about. There's a lot people don't know about you. There's a lot of people don't know about us, actually. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of throwback stuff, yeah? Good old Fortnite days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will get to that in a sec. So, Bio, you are from New Jersey, right? You're just around the corner from me?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. The Jersey thing, not you, of course.
Yeah, man, it's crazy that you were right there. So we're basically neighbors and we never met. But you were born there, like born and raised, more or less.
Actually, so a lot of people don't know this. I was actually born in Colorado, but like I was only there for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then I grew up in Jersey, moved to Vegas, moved to New York, and then moved back to Jersey, and then the whole South Carolina back to Jersey thing. But yeah. Most of my life's here.
Yeah, no, I get you. So you're a Jersey boy. But with all that said, man, when did you start picking up basketball? Like, was that the only sport you did, or was it other things going on?
Actually, so it's kind of funny because like I mean I played basketball, but baseball was like my first like love as a sport, like straight through like elementary school through middle school. I still played basketball, but I didn't really like watch it or anything like that. And then just I started watching Steph Curry, and between like him and everything that was going on with Kobe when, you know, he was just doing a whole lot, it started bringing my attention more to basketball. And while I was still playing it, it just made me want to, you know, get into it a lot more. And I don't know what happened. I just ended up dropping baseball and just started playing. And yeah, sorry about the dog. I'm just going to let you know because this dog's annoying as hell. So like, I'm just saying.
Nah, it's all good, man. Denver had his dogs all in last video too. So it's all good, man. We love the dogs. We're glad to have him part of us. So you have one dog, or what's up with that?
It's not even my dog. It's my fiance's parents' dog, and this thing just, yeah, it just barks all day. Like,
Nah, that's cool, man. When I stream, my dog be always barking too. People know how it is. Someone was asking earlier, like I seen every comment, so people were asking, do you actually have pets? Did you have any growing up?
No, actually, I've never once had a pet at all. My mom is actually like really badly allergic to like dogs, cats, you know, anything that has like hair to it. So yeah, I never really had a pet growing up. I mean, I'm allergic to cats too, so like, you know, I didn't really miss out too much, I guess.
Nah, yeah, I get you. We'll get into more of you as you grew up, but you got any siblings? I know like not having pets is maybe siblings kept you entertained, or you only child?
No, I'm an only child. I literally had to, you know, I was that kid that had to sit there and throw a ball as hard as I could off the wall to like teach myself how to like, you know, fill ground balls and stuff. But it actually kind of worked out in the long run because I feel like that's what made me a little bit better, is that I didn't have to rely on anyone. It was just me like pushing myself the whole time. So it kind of worked out.
Nah, it definitely worked out for you. I feel like it works both ways, right? If you have siblings, you don't want them, and if you do, you don't. So did you ever feel like that, or you're good the way you were?
I mean, sometimes, like, yeah, like, you know, like my mom, my mom has a sister and a brother, obviously, like my aunt and uncle. so like, seeing their relationship, sometimes it made me kind of want, somebody there sometimes, but at the same time, like I never had to share anything. So like, it was kind of like I was an only child. So I never really had to, I didn't get any hand-me-downs or anything like that. It was literally just me. So like, it has its advantages.
Yeah, not for sure. As long as you see them and you notice them and all that, that's all that matters really. Because I feel like that's the most important thing. So I'm the only boy in my family, so yeah, I know that feeling of probably playing basketball by yourself and blocking yourself and all that. I know you had those moments, right, where you're trying to be like Steph Curry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was even worse with baseball though, because like with baseball, I'd have to like, if I was trying to like practice catching, I'd have to just throw it as high as I could to like then run after it. Nobody like threw it to me. I had to go get it.
That's mad funny. So I saw you drinking something. Was that Mountain Dew by any chance?
I mean, you already should know. I mean, we got this one. We got the new one over here. I still don't know what this even was, but it's some Rise thing. But yeah, still trying to get the sponsor.
Nah, you definitely should, man. We're gonna work on that. You deserve it. We know everything about you and Mountain Dew. I think we got a video of you. Let's see if it can get it rolling right here. That's your thing, man. That's all you do.
Okay. Like I said, I was challenged into doing that, so I had to do that. All right, like it was just I was challenged and I had to match it.
Hey man, I don't even know about that because you do that often. There's at least a couple of videos of you doing that.
I don't know. I don't really like. This is gonna surprise a lot of people probably. I don't like drinking soda. It's just like there's just something with Mountain Dew that I just like. Like I don't really like, like Dr. Pepper, Coke. Like I'll drink it, but it's not really like my favorite thing to drink. But like I don't know. It's just Mountain Dew has just always been like my thing.
Nah, for sure. Is there like a specific flavor or is it original? Like what's your go-to like?
I mean, it's really whatever. Like, I mean, I just kind of grab whatever is either new or like if there's nothing new out, like the first thing I'll go for is just like the voltage one, just because it's my favorite. But
Got you. And then go-to foods. Since we're talking about drinks and stuff, what's your go-to food?
Like, are we talking like fast food or just like anything?
Anything, man. We just want to know food, man. Anything. You see the comments coming through. A lot of
Do
people
I like
some,
eggs?
so that's
like
awesome.
what? I think that's like the egghead joke there. But I mean, I'm more of like a tacos kind of guy. It's like my favorite type of food. But like outside of that, I just eat like I don't want to say I eat a lot of fast food, but like how streaming is. Like you don't really have time to like cook stuff, so like you're kind of just DoorDash becomes your best friend. So like
Nah, I'm with you on that. So speaking of tacos, that first PSN, a lot of people might not even know anything about it. Can we talk about that first PSN?
Yeah, it was just a PSN that I had. It was honestly a thing that I had since I was in like 7th grade. Talking like Xbox 360 all the way up until I changed it. Like I don't really I don't know. Like it was just like this is like one of those things where like it was just like a stupid name you make when you're young, So like I'm kind of happy I ended up changing it and everything like that because it was just
clearly tacos are your thing, but like, is there like a sauce you go to, like a go-to sauce for your tacos or for any food in general? Like name me your top 3.
Like a sauce? Like I mean I don't know. It's really like whatever's there. I mean, I eat a lot of ranch. Like I put ranch on a lot of different things. So I guess that's like my top thing. If Mountain Dew counts as a sauce, then there you go. I got that.
Imagine. Nah, I'm with you. I was just wondering if like you liked hot sauce, mild sauce on your tacos or anything like that. I know a lot of people do that. So you're more into like local mom and pop taco spots or like Taco Bell? Like what is it? Like what's your...
Well, no, I like real Mexican food. Like Taco Bell's, I mean, I kind of grew up at that. Like once I, graduated high school, I realized that Taco Bell was like not really the best, but like Chipotle is good, but like I like, like real like Mexican like restaurants and stuff like that. There's nothing around here, but
We'll skip and fast forward a little bit. So let's go, since we just talked about the PSN, I'm kind of curious, video games. I know you play a lot of Call of Duty. I know you were playing Call of Duty before you got on with us. Is that like the first video game you were really into, or what games did you play growing up? And when did you transition into 2K? Like what 2K was your first, do you remember?
Well, so my first 2K that I played, I think my first actual 2K was like 2K7, but like I think the one that really like I started getting into everything was probably 2K13 actually. Because that was like right around the time where like I really started like playing it, watching it, and everything. And actually playing 2K is how I learned like about who everyone was. So like I think that's what really helped too, is because video games have always been my thing. Growing up though, like Gears of War was always one of my favorite games. Resident Evil still one of my favorite games. And then like Call of Duty, like that was actually what I originally started my channel to be, was Call of Duty. But then I found that like I don't know, at the time obviously 2K was a lot different and a lot more fun to play, so like I wanted to make videos on that, and I started I caught traction, and that's just how I kept going. So
I feel like we have a similar story, right? So I started off in Call of Duty 2. That's kind of where I was going. Definitely, like, I know you're more of an optic guy. I was like into phase and all that, and it was just like that was our era, I guess. Like, I know I'm a little older than you, but like that was our era growing up. And that's what we wanted to do. That's when YouTube was first popping. I think our channels moved the right way though, because I feel like the community wouldn't be the same without you. Like, so many people look up to you. So many people need your videos, whether it's where I should be to be level 40, whether it's just all your review cards, all that. I don't know how you do those videos, man. People are so annoying with that question for sure. But your videos definitely are something like a bright spot to people's lives, whether it's your new No Money Spent that you're doing. I know you did it last year too, but I just want you to know, like, I'm glad you chose 2K, and I feel like this is the right community for you.
I appreciate that. It's definitely been like, I don't regret it by any means, because like I'm in it for the long haul. Like, I do believe that this game will turn around. Hopefully, we keep saying, oh, hopefully next year, but like, hopefully with the whole next gen thing, hopefully it does actually turn around and it'll actually start becoming like a better game experience. But like I'm happy that I ended up doing this. Like, that's why I still like being able to stream Call of Duty and just having fun there. But yeah, that Where You Should Be series, like that's why I started YouTube originally, like for 2K, was like it was all about challenges. It was all about helping people, helping them get better. But like, yeah, that Where You Should Be series, that set me up for a lot of questions of, oh, I'm this level, I'm level 39. Can I get him if there's still 3 weeks left? Like, eesh.
Nah, man, people don't realize how much of like a troll question that is. And it's getting to a point where it's getting ridiculous, but I'm glad you're keeping them up to date and letting them know where they should be. So I just seen the question asked about the first 2K, but one said, what was your favorite 2K? So
by far 2K16. Like, I don't even think it's close. Like, I know the whole nostalgia goggles is a thing, but like that game was just so much fun to play. Like, I never got tired of that game.
I'm with you 100%. I think 16 was my favorite too. I always tell people that. And then my least favorite, we could talk about that too, so people can have that conversation. But I think we all agree it's 18, or is there any debate?
It's still, to me, unanimously 18, but I think 2K20 and then current gen to 2K21, it's getting close. Like, it's pushing it a little. Like,
I would like to say that this year's agendas definitely saved like the year so much. Like, MyTeam is like something that we actually log in for just to do that. Otherwise, I think this game, no one would be playing it, to be fair.
Right. Yeah, that's how I think too. Like, the whole like season pass sort of deal. Like, I love that addition to it. If that wasn't there, I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I'd be posting anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So let's go back, since we said 2K18 is the worst. So this is basically, I'm not going to say where we met, but this is where we got really, really close, right? No, a lot of people might not know this, but we started streaming in 2018 when basically we left 2K, we put that to the side, we started playing Fortnite. So we were both on Twitch. We used to stream every single day together, right? More or less?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Season, I'm sorry, what season was it with the floating? Whatever the floating stuff, like when that started happening, when like the meteor hit or whatever, I remember that was like right when we started streaming and everything.
Yeah, no, that was good times, man. Oh, you want to go through some of those experiences we had? I had some clips, but I know you like deleted more or less Twitch when you left, because I was kind of the same way. Like, we don't have that many clips left, but
yeah.
So tell us a little bit of those Fortnite days.
They were a lot of fun. Like, it was one of those things where like it was kind of like a throwback to high school for me. Like, I don't know about you, but like it was to the point where like we would literally sit there and game for like 8 hours at a time, but like it would fly by. It wasn't like, where sometimes you're trying to do agendas and it's like it feels like it's taking forever. It was just those nights where like you could literally just sit there and play until 3, 4 in the morning. You're just laughing like the whole time, because it's like, and you have, obviously I'm not the quietest when it comes to raging, and
Mhm.
like I don't know, the real ones that know you, I mean, you're pretty professional, but you can get pretty loud when you rage too. So like it was just a good combo going on, and like it was just fun.
I agree. I think that game really saved like gaming in a whole different way. Like we talk about the agendas, they started it, and I feel like so many games took it over. Like even Call of Duty, we see it now in 2K, we see it in some of the sports games. But like they were just like the first game that wasn't pay to win at all, and it was just fun. Like you said, it was one of those games where I used to wake up in the morning and that's the first thing I did till I went to
Yeah,
sleep more or less, and it was like we
yeah.
were kids again. I thought that was awesome. So for anyone that doesn't know, we're definitely linking all your socials down below. We said that before, but you switched over to Facebook. We're not going to get into it too much. I did the same switch, and we're both. I want to say you're happy, right? You're happy with your move. You want to
I'm
talk a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, it was a little like nerve wracking because it was kind of hit or miss of what like how like what like the switch really was. You know what I mean? Like it was like, am I really doing this for the right reasons? Like, and honestly, like it really brought back my love for streaming in a way. Like at first, like I said, it was a little like shaky for me, but it really brought back like what I love to do, and it kind of took away that sense where it's like I needed to worry about a certain like average to like get that steady income. And now it's more like as long as I'm grinding and just doing what I love to do, like I could still make a living for myself. And like that's what I think it was really important. So now I can stream 2K for 6 hours and stream Call of Duty for another 4 hours, and it's like it's fine for me. Like it's really like it really brought back that like energy for streaming.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. I also like one of my favorite things, and I tell people this is, I felt like when I left, one of the reasons was I wanted the smaller community, right? You feel like you can connect with people at a different level, and I know like that's what our streams are like right now on Facebook. Unlike Twitch, where you probably average so many people, but you had to play 2K. Now you can do other things and still
Yeah.
enjoy it, and you have the same loyal people coming in every day. You still have the fun times, and I just want people to know Facebook gaming is absolutely free. You could download it as an app. You don't even really need to have a Facebook. And make sure you follow Bio2k, and you can feel free to follow me there too. So speaking of moves, you made a big one. Oh, I guess we'll look at the question first. When did you realize 2K could be a career? We'll start there.
I mean, see, like this is the thing. Like I saw this question before, and I was kind of waiting for this to come up because I know the person that asked this question, and I know what you're trying to get at. And here's my thing: I'm gonna say this now, and I know for a fact Mos is gonna be on my side for this. This is like the whole point of the Facebook thing is that Facebook proves to me, maybe this part's just me, but Facebook and the whole, the way that they approach me and what they approach me with and everything reminded me that like streaming is my career, not 2K. I'm not dependent on 2K anymore. And that's what I think really like is why I love the whole Facebook thing. So 2K is not my career. Streaming, recording videos, that is my career. I choose to still do 2K. One, because that's the community I built up, and two, I still want to play the game. It's very frustrating. It drives me up a wall almost every day, but 2K it's basketball, and it's what I love to do. And I think everyone can agree that like we all love 2K. We all do. We still play it every day. We can all complain about it, but we all love the game at the end of the day because it's what we kind of grew up playing, and like so 2K is not my career, but video games, yes, they are.
Well said. I love the timing of that question coming up right after we
Yeah.
talked about Facebook, because I agree with you 100%, and that's why we're here. Honestly, I'm leaning towards learning more about us, but at the same time, I feel like my path can be somewhere else. Maybe I'm gonna be a interviewer one day. Maybe that's gonna be my path. You love streaming. That's something that clearly people are gonna follow you no matter what you're playing, whether you're playing Call of Duty, whether you're playing Fortnite back in the day, and that's never gonna change. So I feel like 2K, if they end up like, we see this a lot, right? We see this with like Flight, we see this with Cash, we see this now with like Aiden, for example. Like people are able to
Right.
leave and go branch out and do bigger things. So never limit yourself to a game. So I'm glad you pointed that out for sure. Like never limit
Yeah.
yourself.
Back to what you were saying before though about like the whole like, connecting with your viewers thing, like that's what feels so like important to me is that like yeah, on Twitch, we are both between 200-300 viewers every day, sometimes more, sometimes less. But like the chat, it's not even that like the chat would be moving so much. It's just that if we weren't playing 2K, it's 50, 70 in that range, right? But now, on Facebook, it's like, okay, I'm at that 50 to 70 range, but that's there whether I'm playing Call of Duty, whether I'm playing 2K, whether I'm playing Resident Evil. Like, it's so much more enjoyable. Like, for me to sit down and stream Resident Evil 2 and still pull in 50, 60 viewers, that felt so good to me to realize, like, hey, I have this loyal group that's going to stick with me. They want to see me grow. And, like, that's how, I want to be, like, that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, I honestly look at them as a family. Like, I don't think of it and it's cliche to say or whatever, but no, it's really like we building something different. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Facebook, like, why would I join that? It's for old people or anything like that. But no, seriously, it's more a tight knit community. And you can make groups and stuff. And I know you know about all this stuff, or maybe we're still learning things. Like, every day I learn something new.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm still like, I just started a group recently, and we got more people in there. They're sending in lineups, they're doing stuff, and it's kind of cool. And I don't even have to interact with everyone. Like, people are helping each other out, and I think that's so awesome. And it's something that I couldn't really do on Switch at all.
Well, I feel like Twitch was like literally more centered around just streaming. Like, that's all you could do on there. You couldn't, like, that's why I like Facebook. You could post videos, you could do streams, and yeah, the whole group thing. Like, I love the way it's all set up. And like I said, like, the whole family thing, like, I like it because, like, it's not even, it's so much better too, because it's like no one's there to troll you. And I think that is just so much more of an important thing too, is like, because when you're in a bad mood and somebody comes in just to, like, you don't get that anymore. Like, you get it like every once in a while, but it's not nearly as much. So it's like you're just kind of like chilling, you're having fun, you're vibing, doing whatever. So
Nah, I'm with you on that for sure. Trolling, that's so funny that people still troll people. Like, if anyone's listening to this and you're a troll, I highly doubt it, but just know you can bring out so much more positivity when you're good to a streamer, and vice versa. Like, it's not the time or place to do it, because you got to realize we're humans at the end of the day, and you wouldn't want people doing that to you. Like, we actually take time out of our day. I don't think people realize this. We take time out of our day to bring you into our lives. Like, we're here to entertain you, especially during this time, and we're letting you into our house. That's literally what we're doing. And then you guys come in here attacking us for some reason. Like, it doesn't make sense,
Well, my favorite thing for the whole Facebook trolls is like I said, it rarely happens. Like, I mean, we've both been on there for like 2 or 3 months now, and I think I've maybe seen 2 or 3 trolls like the whole time. But like, I could see your name. Like, it's not even like a fake Twitch thing. Like, I see you and your name now. Like, now it's just weird. Like, and I'm like, dude, like, get out of here. Like, come on.
Literally, yeah. Now I can attack the person more personally. Like, when I'm in that mode, I'll just make fun of their name. Definitely not.
I did that the one day. Somebody came through trying to like say a bunch of stuff to me, and I brought up their picture. I'm like, bro, look at you. Like, what are you saying? Like, come on.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now, you have a lot of tattoos, and it's easy to notice. You just started getting into it. Like, how long ago was your first tattoo, and how many do you have now? Your favorite? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, when I was 18, so when I was 18, I got it for the first time. I was supposed to get it a few months before that, and like, so I don't know if you have any tattoos, but they actually have to shave the area that you're getting a tattoo in, right? So like, it's kind of awkward after they shave it for a while, but people see the tattoo and they go, oh, okay. So when I was 17, they shaved my arm. This is my very first one right here. But they shaved my arm, right? And then the guy goes, oh, man, you're not 18. I can't do that. And I'm like, yo, like, dude. And then he's like, yeah, sorry. He's like, you got to wait till you're 18. I'm like, you just shaved my whole ass arm. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I can swear. But I was like, you just shaved my whole arm. And I'm like, and now you're going to tell me that you can't do it? And he's like, yeah, sorry. I'm like, okay, and I was still in school. Like, I had like 2 weeks left of school. So when I showed up, people were like, yo, why is your arm like that? I'm like, dude, like, I was supposed to get a tattoo. Like, now it just looks weird. But like, now I have 7 of them. I have one here, one here, one here, one here and here, and then here and here. So, yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. You planning to like do a lot more, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah. So like, this whole arm is going to get done with actually more of like an NF thing. Like, that's going to get completely just, my whole back is going to get done for like a music thing. And then like here, I'm actually going to get a basketball thing. It's going to be a Curry jersey and then a Kevin Garnett jersey kind of tied together. Because, if anybody, I'm not going to get into this part too much, but, I'm sure people remember my uncle passed away like over the summer. his favorite player is Kevin Garnett, so I want to get something for him, but like, you know, tie it into like a Curry jersey, you know, so where it's like me and him, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Nah, man, we're definitely sorry for your loss. I actually lost my uncle like around the same time. I think a little after you. It was also like the summer. Yeah, tough times, man.
Yeah.
For anyone who's going through it, especially during this time, I know like a lot of people are losing loved ones and stuff. Just know, stay strong in general and keep fighting through for them. Like, it's not the end of the world for you. Like, we're all gonna. I don't want to make this sad, but like at the end of the day, we all know that our time's coming. And yeah. But yeah, speaking about NF, you seen that comment? I seen it. We're not really gonna talk too much about it, but do you want to go ahead and talk about your no money spent account?
Bro, like, okay, so this is the thing, like, I was sitting there, I was like, yo, what do I name this account? And I was like, I don't want to just name it No Money Spent Bio, because, like, that's too short. And then, like, we were all in the Discord, and, like, I was like, yo, okay, I got this. So I made the account, and I friended JC, because he was streaming. So the account name is JC130 is a Chungus, and, like, you know, I just kind of was like, whatever. So, yeah. It's funny because I get into fights with people in triple threat games and stuff like that. And they're like, yo, who's this JC guy? I'm like, yo, look him up, man. JC130 TV.
Oh, man, yeah. You and JC have a pretty good friendship. That's it's been about a year in the making or two, right? This is when me and you stopped being friends, supposedly, and you started calling me Hollywood. I don't know where that came from. So now it's just time to squash this beef or whatever, bro. I need to know because I don't know.
First of all, me and him have been friends for like 2 years. Second of all, I've never like called you Hollywood in a serious way, but it is funny as hell when I do, and everyone freaks out, being like, yo, Mos is the coolest dude I know. I'm like, that's the point. I was like, he's the least Hollywood person I know. Like, what do you mean?
Man, you used to trigger me at one point. Like, there was times I was like, bro, I don't know if he's kidding or not, but then I obviously, like, I understood it. And then, like, I was just like, why is he hitting me with this? Like, I didn't do nothing. Like, I don't get it.
Well, it was just funny because, like, I would, like, resub, like, on Twitch when you were, like, in the middle of a game. And, like, you wouldn't read it right away. And I'll be like, wow, dude. Been with your channel for 3 years, but it's cool, man. Don't worry. It's all good.
Nah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. So one thing that's different about, like, your streams that I really like is no matter what you're playing, whether you're grinding some boring domination, spotlights, whatever it is, you always got people in the background with you. Like, you're always having a good conversation with someone, talking and enjoying life, which is something I don't really do, especially, which sucks because now with the DMCA and all that, like with the music situation, which we're going to talk about, but I really like that you have that. That's something that's awesome. Like, you want to talk about like those not experiences, but how that helps you get through things in a sense?
Well, I mean, anybody that knows me knows that, you know, I went through, like, a lot of stuff. And, like, honestly, you know, the group of friends that I've made over, like, I know it sounds stupid, but, like, online, like, through streaming, just through playing Warzone, like, all this different stuff, like, they are, like, the best group of friends I could ask for, you know? Like, they just kind of, like, boost me up, and they do. Like, they know that, like, 2K is a struggle, so, like, they'll sit there and they'll make me laugh while I'm going through it, you know? Like, and they're there, you know? And, like, it's honestly nice to, like, yeah, like, just to know that, like, I have this group here that's always making me laugh. We're always, like, hanging out. And I mean, and it's not just on streams. Like, we're hanging out until 2 in the morning every night, you know? There's probably, like, 10 to 15 people that just hang out all the time. And it's really nice to, you know, have that, like, group that's just, like, always having fun. There's never drama. I mean, it's just always, you know.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's I'm gonna say it has to do with you as a person. Like, you have a good aura. I don't know if I said aura, that should be something else that I should have said. But regardless, not like you get the energy you give off, and you have good energy for sure. I should have met you that one time when you went to the NBA store, but for some reason I just couldn't pull up. Yeah, nah. I just didn't want to see JC, man. That's really what happened. No,
See, Hollywood. I told you guys. Look, Hollywood, bro. I had one opportunity. Actually, I had 2 opportunities, and fumbled both times, man.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. It's gonna happen though. It will happen no matter what. We got another question. Grinding on 2K.
I'm sorry. I just seen the picture of Flight and it made me laugh. It's like Flight in Minecraft. Like, what am I seeing? Honestly though, the thing is people ask me all the time. They say, like, oh, how could you play this game every day for how long that you do? Like, the thing is, again, this game is frustrating, and I get that. But like we were just talking about, like, if you surround yourself with people that are just kind of having fun with you and you're laughing, like, the time kind of flies. And on top of that, like, I do like the stuff that I do to, one, not only show you guys that you can do it and like do it like efficiently, because there's people that do one challenge at a time and they get mad that it takes forever. Like, my whole thing about my channel and everything is to basically show you guys how to make your life easier, but also like help you guys do just about anything in 2K, like how to make MT, how to get tokens, everything. So like, it's not even so much as for me. It's like the whole thing that keeps me going is knowing that even if it helps one person, I'm still making someone else's life better in this game, so they're not stressing as much. Like,
No, that's a fact. 100% true. And you can tell, like, even when I just tweeted out that we're going to have you on, so many people sent questions. Like, this was the most questions we've gotten for any situation. And there's a lot that people want to know about you and all that. So you could tell that you make people's days and all that. So we'll go into some of my questions, which we talked about Steph Curry. And I'm actually surprised because I didn't realize that's when you started watching basketball. I thought it was something before. Like, I thought I was going to get an answer to who was the first person that got you into ball, and it would be someone a little older. But now I know.
Well, it was
So
Kobe.
Steph,
No, I was gonna say Kobe's the one that got me into it. It was just like
okay.
I was like that typical kid in middle school that like, wore like a Lakers hat and was like, yeah, Lakers. And they're like, name somebody on the Lakers other than Kobe. I'm like, like that was how I was. But then I started seeing highlights of Curry when he was in Davidson, and like that's what really started getting me kind of paying attention. And then in 2013 when he destroyed the Knicks, then I was like, oh, cool. Like, and then that's how the whole Warrior thing happened.
Got you.
Yeah.
So a lot of people keep mentioning that you play for the Warriors with Steph Curry, your favorite player. So you want to get into that a little bit? Who is this player that people say you look like?
Like, apparently, me and Alan Smalajic over here, like, are twins. Now, I didn't believe it. I was like, nah, this is stupid. And then I showed a picture of my mom, and she's like, oh my God, that looks like you. I'm like, nice, great, fantastic. So now every time he's on the court, I literally get a bunch of tweets of people tweeting at me being like, yo, you hit a layup. Dude, why did you not make that free throw? The other day he missed 2 free throws, and somebody tweeted at me, goes, you suck, make a free throw. I'm like, really? Like, all right, dude.
Oh, that is so funny, man. I didn't know it got that serious when Mama Bio agrees to this.
Well, I got annoyed. I was like, does this look like me? And she's like, oh, kinda. And I was like, oh, great. Thanks.
All right, I know what jersey I got to get you, because I know you don't have his jersey. So we're going to make that happen when I see you. We'll definitely make that happen.
Yeah, you guys got them in the NBA store?
Oh, I'll find a way, man. We can make anything happen for you, Bio. You deserve it. Going from there, let's go into that music, man. So I know that you like NF. You kind of said it with the whole tattoos thing. Is that definitely your favorite artist? But tell us a little bit more about your taste in music. Like,
I mean, it's kind of funny because like rock music is my favorite and will always be my favorite. So it's like, so the way I actually found NF was somebody was like, hey, like I have this artist I want to show you, but you're not going to like him. And I was like, why? And they were like, oh, because it's rap. And I was like, don't even bother. And they're like, no, like, but you need to understand that like it's you. And I was like, what? And they're like, it's you in music. Like, trust me, just please listen to a song. And I was like, whatever. And they put it on, and then I was like, huh. And then I sat there, and then they left. Like, and I was sitting there, and I just played the same song that they showed me on repeat, like over and over and over again. And I was like, oh my God. Like, so then I started listening to more and more, and then now he's kind of tattooed on my arm. So like, but rock music, definitely a favorite. Like, still wearing a Linkin Park shirt. This tattoo is for Linkin Park. Like, it's just, yeah.
it kind of tells you that not like, just always be open-minded to new things, because like you said, at first you were like, rap music, like no, but you never know.
Yeah.
Like, it can change your life. One thing, like whether it's food, whether it's music, whether it's a sport, whatever it is, just always give it a shot. That's all you really had to do, right?
That's what I always tell people too, to not be so ignorant, especially when it comes to music, because like that also opened the door to me liking Juice WRLD. I started listening to, I mean, that's really it. But other people, like I like a few songs here and there, but nothing too crazy.
No, that's cool. That's cool. So Marcus wants to know places that you've never been that you want to go to. So is there places that you want to go?
I mean, like outside, I've been to almost every state from moving and just traveling. My family, like my parents, like to they like to travel as far as like going to different tourist places and stuff. whether they like to admit it or not, they like to, go to all these different places. So I've always ended up going with them, So outside of the country, I've only ever been to Canada, but I really want to go to Europe. Like, I really want to go to like Italy. I want to go to Germany. Like, I want to go to these different places and just kind of experience different things, Like, I just want to really like learn about other things and not just be stuck here, Like,
No, I get you. And I feel like as we get older, we have those opportunities sometimes open up for us, depending on what we do and how we utilize it. So one thing that we both also have in common that we didn't talk about is we both actually just got engaged. So congrats, Bio. Big congrats, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt, bro. How is that life? How is that treating you right now?
I mean, the thing is like, I've talked about this on my stream about 1,000 times. Like, I've never had doubts about this girl from day one. I mean, it's a little like hard, like story to explain, but like me and her get along so well that like we never fight. It's never been a problem, and it's nice. Like, not gonna lie, whenever we go out to a restaurant, I'll be like, "Yo, we just recently got engaged," and they'll be like, "Oh, free shots," and I'm like, "Yeah," like got to take advantage. So, but yeah, it's nice.
That's definitely awesome, man. Especially like having someone like that you get along with so much. Do you want to explain how you met for Not Today? He kind of wants to know.
So it's actually kind of funny. Every time I say this, people give me the same weird look. So I'm just expecting. You ready?
I'm ready.
So we
to
met
give it
at
to
a
you
family.
ready.
All right, ready? We met at a family party. Boom. Yeah, give me that weird look. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So
Were you in Alabama?
So her parents are close friends with my aunt, right? And we were all having a party one day. They came over, and then she showed up, and I was like, we were 17 at the time, actually. And yeah, she came walking up, and I was like, anybody want to tell me who that is? And then they told me, and then it was funny because her stepdad at the time was like, oh, that's my stepdaughter, she's around your age, and then just went like that. And I was like, I'll be over there. So we actually ended up hitting it off. I mean, we played basketball. Like, she played basketball with me for like 10 hours. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's commitment. Like, we were having fun. I found out she likes all the same music as me, and like, it was just like, yeah.
No, that it feels like it was just meant to happen like that. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you found somebody like that. You deserve it. So that's definitely awesome, man.
You want to talk about that Pokemon stuff? No,
bro. You want to ask me for the podcast, or you want to do it off? Whatever you want to do.
No. I just saw so many people tweaking out. Like a week later, I'm like, it was a joke. Oh my god! Like, y'all take shit so seriously. Like,
oh man, let me tell you that my fiance, she actually like doesn't have social media like that. Like, she's not on Twitter, nothing. But I was so attacked for no reason. So for anyone that doesn't know what happened, I tweeted a tweet at literally the biggest female streamer in the world, right? Or pretty much Pokemon. And I just tweeted something at her, like a simp comment, but it was a complete joke. Clearly, like, no one should have taken it anywhere seriously. And then what happened was, so someone, like, a lot of people commented that follow me, and they're like, aren't you engaged? Blah, blah, blah. And then, so one dude that doesn't know me and never followed me, nothing, I guess he searched my name and engaged, or maybe he dug through my tweets and found the picture and was like, is this you? And then everyone was like, oh, caught in 4K. People were violating me. All these girls were like, I feel bad for your fiance and all this. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, it was a joke. So
it blew up so bad you ended up on TikTok.
Bro, yes. It had over 100,000 views. I think it had 200,000 views on TikTok. Man. All I'm going to say is it was a complete joke. I actually went out there and told my fiance that this happened just in case she somehow saw it someday. Like, I had to explain it myself. And oh man, people are crazy. Like, you got to watch out what you say on the internet, even if it's a joke.
Like, on freaking TikTok, dude.
and the kid that posted it on TikTok actually like apologized or whatever. He's like, you want me to take it down? I was like, nah, bro, this is your moment of fame. Take it, bro. I really don't care. About basketball, let's go back. I know you played some ball. So who would you consider your game like translated to?
I mean, like, and I don't mean to be like, the typical person that's like, yo, I would have Hall of Fame clamps and Hall of Fame, like, yeah, shut up. Like, honestly, I modeled everything after watching, Steph play. So like I'm not gonna say like, oh yeah, I'm Steph Curry, but like that's what I did. I was primarily like a point guard, and I tried to get my team involved more than I probably should have because they were terrible. But like I was just knocked down. Like I mean, I've won 3-point contests for like our league and stuff like that. Like it was just that was definitely the closest thing I could say. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you the type to shoot a shot and like turn around before it goes in, or not like that?
Well, I've told this story on stream before, and people love it. But so, I mean, everybody knows what suicides are. Obviously, whenever you mainly had to run them when you were in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, so my coach didn't like us shooting for some reason. Like, he didn't understand. Like, I was the tallest kid in our team, and I'm 5'11". So it's like it's not like we're gonna be in the paint doing different things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I was trying to get our team to shoot more. We were in a practice, and he made like us do a scrimmage, right? And he's like, the losing team has to run, blah, 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 blah. And, it was the 4 other starters and the 6-man versus me and, like, the 3rd string. So I was like, I feel like I'm being attacked, but whatever, right? So we actually ended up coming back and winning the scrimmage because I hit 2 threes, stole the ball, and then, like, when I was running down to the break, I, like, I was quickly turning, and I turned my feet and I shoot it. And when I turned it, I like looked at my coach and I was like, pow. And then like it went in behind me and I was like, I felt so good. Everyone was like, oh, and then like it stopped being funny because then he made me run like 20 suicides. But, it was just, we were terrible. But yeah, I got a little cocky sometimes about threes and stuff.
That's awesome. But, No, I get you. And there's always that little hype there. And I know like, I've talked about this before, but I'm going to tell you it here. I used to love Steph Curry, and I still do. I admire his game. Greatest shooter of all time. I will never say anything other than that. I think anyone that thinks otherwise is in denial, but obviously you can have your own opinion. He is, and he will continue to break records that no one will probably catch and all that. But there was one play that I can't play, unfortunately, because I'm not going to play any NBA stuff. But there was one play, and you've seen it. I showed it to you, right? Where I'm sure you've seen me tweet it, where it was against the Cavs in the finals. And that's why I'm wearing this shirt right here. You can see it, right? I'm wearing the trilogy when they played each other 3 times straight, right? Him and LeBron and all that. He hit a 3, and then, or was he the one that hit the 3 or someone else? I don't remember. But he turned around and took a dump on the court, bro. And after that shot, I was like, bro, like, they do that in 2K now. And at the time, I was just like, bro, did he really just do that?
Yeah. I mean, Steph, like, the one thing I like about him is, yeah, like, I mean, I know a lot of people say, like, oh, he has no reason to be cocky. He won with all these All-Stars. But, like, at the same time, he really changed the game. You know what I mean? Everybody's doing these, shooting threes, doing these, like, shoot. Like, Michael Porter Jr. did it the other night. He shot a 3, turned around, was like, to the bench. Like, that was because of him. So it's like, yeah, sometimes he can get a little cocky. But, like, I like it. I like that attitude. I like that, like, I like the cockiness. Sometimes it's funny to watch, so.
No, he clearly deserves it, right? Like, he clearly works hard at his craft and earned that right. Like, when you see him in the All-Star game doing it, like, bro, the ball's not even halfway in the air and he's already turned around. He knows. Like, he works hard enough and he deserves that. And he's amazing at what he does. So I don't want people to take it the wrong way. But, like, it's just, he did transition the game so much. Like me, I'm coaching like 3rd graders and they think they're Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching kids come up the court and shooting threes. And we had the whole Kobe when we shoot, and I hope that never like goes away. I hope people still continue to do that. But now it's kind of moving towards that Curry when you shoot, like that turning around and all that for sure.
Like, I just remember being like, a little kid and like, yeah, like you were saying, like I remember like when I first started playing, it was like that mid-range like fade kind of deal where I was trying to shoot and make sure my hands were like this, trying to perfectly get it like Kobe and be like, like it was just, so it's kind of funny though, like seeing how like my cousin's the same way. When he always said, like, he told me the one day, he's like, why do I have to practice layups when I can just shoot? And I was like, oh God, no, like, dude, no, like, please don't.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Do you remember those times like in school? I don't know. I'm sure everyone did this. Like where you obviously we used to play with like the little paper balls and throw them in the garbage, but we used to all fade on that and do Kobe too, right? Even in school. I remember like in the middle of the lunchroom, I'll just make sure we all live the same lives more or less.
Oh yeah. Well, it's different eras, but like that's what I think people don't understand. Like Kobe, like really affected more than just like the sport itself. You know what I mean? Like because you have people like in offices, you have people in schools, whatever. You know, like teachers, like they don't even watch basketball, but when they shoot it, they go Kobe, and like they throw it.
For
Like
sure.
it just reached so much past like the whole basketball part and just went everywhere.
For sure, for sure. Speaking of Curry changing the game, he also changed it in 2K. We see people, including yourself, hitting 23s a game and all that. But I saw Danny's question. He wanted to know who your favorite 2K My Team card is of all time.
Easily break the game Curry from 2K16. That was a card that I'm like still kind of hoping comes in the retro thing. Obviously, it's probably not going to happen, but yeah, no, that was definitely my favorite. That stuff was just so much fun. I don't know if anybody remembers, but when they did the whole Curry Day thing, and you
Hmm.
could, every Steph in the game had 99 threes. They did something in the game, I don't know what, but you could literally shoot from behind the half court line. And like that was just in like an actual game, not triple threat, like a real game, unlimited, whatever. Behind the half court line, you could shoot it. Like you actually had to go and defend that, and like that was just the most fun I ever had because like I know his release, so like that was just green, 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 green. Like so it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember like the other like I don't remember what year it was, but when Curry was doing all that crazy stuff, it probably was like 16. And then someone went in to make like try to do the same exact shots in 2K and wasn't able to, and he was like, "Bro, like we can't do this in 2K, but Steph is doing it in real life." You remember that moment? It went like viral.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think
crazy.
that was
Like,
in 2K16 because the
yeah.
beginning of the year, like you couldn't shoot from half court. If you tried, it would just do that
Hmm.
like fling animation. But yeah, I do
True.
remember that. Yeah.
That's insane that we're talking about basketball players able to do stuff that like shouldn't be possible. Because I think if
Yeah.
we go back, I talk about this often on stream. Like back in the 60s and 70s, like obviously there was no 3 point line or whatever, but like the game just evolves every year. And we keep
Mhm.
saying what we say about Steph, and maybe 20 years from now, maybe we do have a better shooter. Maybe it's, well, who knows? But we just gotta admire and respect and appreciate what's going on right now before it's too late, because they're gonna eventually retire, and like people gotta realize that, like, live for the moment, right? It's one of those things.
Yeah. I mean, I agree 100% too because like it's the same thing with like LeBron. Like everybody knows I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. I don't really like LeBron, but I respect what he does for the game. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that says like, "Oh, LeBron sucks. Oh, he chokes." Like it's everyone always likes to talk about the 2013 finals with Ray Allen's three, when they say, "Oh, Ray Allen saved LeBron's career." So I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna say he saved his career, but not talk about the fact that LeBron scored like 16 to get them like straight to get them to that point." You know what I mean? So it's like.
Hmm.
I hate when people try to do the whole comparing thing. Still to this day, like you see the tweets, oh, who's better, Kobe or LeBron? It's like, didn't we learn this already? Like, just
Hmm.
stop. Just appreciate what is going on and just move on. Like, as simple as that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well said. And hopefully we get to that point, because we said, like you said, we said it at that point that we would stop. But let's go ahead. Who's your favorite past and current player in NBA? I think we just went through that, right? That would be
Yeah,
Kobe and
basically,
Curry.
yep.
For sure, for sure. Is there anything that's like, I want to say, besides like the threes and stuff, what do you think is like the biggest thing about basketball that you really love? Like is it the whole team aspect? Is it like what drew you
I mean,
into?
well, I was gonna say, like, I think like the two things that really like it's kind of like goes hand in hand. Like, my whole thing was, like I said, when I played, I probably could have scored almost every single point for my team. Like, but I wanted to get them involved more than I wanted to score. And like, I love seeing players like that. That's why I'm not a big fan of Russell Westbrook, because he's all about the triple double aspect. Like, yeah, he wants to win, but he wants to be the reason they win. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more into like the 2014 Spurs when they were, they had like the highlight compilations where they were just passing the ball nonstop, and it was like getting them dunks, layups, like all this stuff. Like, it was like I loved watching that, but at the same time, like, I mean, it kind of sounds weird, but like the crowd is what like is kind of one of my favorite things. Like that's what I miss most. That like this past
Mhm.
finals was the only one I didn't watch, and it wasn't because my team wasn't in it for the first time in forever. It was literally just the fact that like I'm sorry, I had to put that in there. But like it was missing that whole like crowd experience. You know what I mean? Where it's like when somebody dunks the ball and it's a home game and the crowd like loses their mind, like I miss that, feeling of just being like, yeah.
No, I'm with you on that for sure. It was definitely a different feeling, the whole bubble aspect. And that's why players did say like it was harder to like get a rhythm or to really like get hype over anything. It was kind of like, it was so quiet, and it's literally playing like a rec game without fans or anything.
Yeah.
Like even their family members were there and they weren't allowed to talk. Like that's just tough. And you're right. Like I remember like I was just watching, like, obviously we all watch YouTube and stuff, so I'm watching all these YouTube videos, and I'm like, bro, like, this was what an NBA crowd looked like it was full to the max, and once someone dunks it, whoever it was, like, everyone's jumping off a block, anything, like, it's insane.
Well, what hurt,
that you
I'm not even gonna lie, what hurt for me was, like, my fiance the other day was like, because I said something about the crowd, how I missed it. She's like, "What do you mean?" So I was like, I showed her like this video on YouTube. It's like, oh, NBA like loudest crowd moments or whatever. So I just showed her, and she's like watching it, and I'm like, I got all like upset because I was like, dude, like I remember watching all these moments happen, and like now that it's like a few years later or whatever, like the Lillard shot was in there, like that he hit over Paul George, and like watching the entire Blazers crowd just like lose their mind, and I was just like, I missed that. Like, as I remember being there, not at the game, but I remember sitting on the edge of my bed at like 2 a.m, and I saw him shoot it and it went in. I was like, oh my god, like I missed that feeling. Like, it sucks.
Nah, it really does. It really does. And that's one of those things we were just talking about, how you have to live for the moment, like savor everything. Because you never know, like we didn't expect this to happen. Like it literally just blink of an eye, everything stopped. We don't have fans no more. So what's been the hardest part for you? Like, I'm not going to say mentally, but like what's been so hard about like not being able to leave your house or like just getting out of a routine? I know us as gamers, we probably don't go out as much as like normal people, but still like definitely out of rhythm regardless.
I mean, just being honest, it was like the whole mental thing. I mean, because like you kind of feel like you're trapped, like you kind of like, okay, we do this, but then once we're done, it's like, hey, let's go out and go watch a game in Buffalo Wild Wings. Sure, like you go out, you have fun, hang out with friends, whatever, and then it's like now it's like, hey, you want to hang out? Okay, whose house are we going to? It's like, I want to go out. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm not a people person, but like the social aspect, you kind of need that, like when you don't get that, it kind of makes it hard. And I think the thing that affected me most was the park that I would go to almost every day. They took the rims off. So like I couldn't go and play anymore. And like that took away like that stress relief that I had. And then it was just like, now what? And then concerts shut down. Game shut down, that I was like, dude, like you're killing me here. Like I need to go.
No, that's a fact. And that's why I talked with Denver about this last week. It's something like that people got to realize, like the amount of stress and amount of stuff that we go through to get you guys content. Like it's not easy at all, especially that it's a time where it's difficult, but we realize that, and that's why we keep creating content for you guys. We try to get you guys through the days. So we appreciate Bio. Make sure you tell your favorite content creators, whoever they are, how much you appreciate them, whether it's daily, weekly, whatever, but just make sure you guys just make a little effort to like go out of your way and just tell them like we appreciate you. So I'll say it for everyone now, Bio. Thank you. Make sure everyone follows you if they don't already.
Why? All right, dude. Like
Drippy Bio.
Yeah, what's good?
Nah, man. Nah, speaking of like fashion and stuff, so shoes or anything like that, was there anything that you really like, something you go out of your way for, or not really?
Not really. I mean, like the thing was, it's like it's funny because in high school I used to wear Kobe shoes all the time. Like that was like my go-to. Like I would collect Curry shoes, like for when I wasn't playing. I know it's not, but I mean, you collect shoes too. Sometimes you just want them. But I used to wear Kobe's all the time, and like, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but like, I mean, I've had like so many ankle injuries that I had to stop wearing them because I had to start getting high tops, and then I just started wearing Curry's when I would play, and then it just kind of stuck with that. So that's really it. I more collect jerseys. Like that's really it. Like,
Yeah, no, I get you. So let's talk about the Warriors a little bit. Is there, you guys obviously had like a huge dynasty, and something that a lot of fans wish they could have had, right? Like they can only dream of getting that many times to the finals, winning and all that. And I want people to just realize one thing. You guys built that. It wasn't something that was made like the Nets are right now, where they're just picking up players. It was built through draft picks. We got to acknowledge that. Like Steph was built there, and Clay, Draymond, and then that culture, what they were doing with the leadership of Steph and the coaching staff and all that other stuff brought KD later. So we can't get mad at the whole KD thing. We can get mad at KD maybe, but at the end of the day, we really can't. At the end of the day, we can't. But I know the Warriors got a lot of hate, and I'm sure you as a fan did as well. So you want to talk a bit about that hate, or just get anything off your chest?
I don't, like, it never bothered me, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'd get, like, the thing, like, every day at some point, yo, you're a bandwagon. Like, even still to this day, it's funny, because people are like, yo, are you a Warrior fan? I'm like, yeah, they're like, bandwagon. I'm like, we literally suck. Like, we were terrible last year, clearly not doing that good this year. We're like, I think we're 21-20 or something like that, so, like, you know, woo. But, like, you know, I never really, like, let it bother me or anything, because it's like, you know, what are you going to do? People are going to say things regardless, you know what I mean? And, like, that was my whole thing, is, like, when people would say, like, oh, how could you support the team? Like, look at what they did. I'm like, the team did everything right. When you look at what the team did, they drafted 3 All-Stars and then signed the best free agent available. What is wrong with that? Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do? You know what I mean? You're supposed to work your cap around to build the best team possible. So, like, it's the same thing with Draymond, where I say, like, everyone hates it because it's not your team. You know what I mean? Everyone hates Draymond, but if he was on your team, you'd love him. That's all I'm saying.
That's a fact. No, that's really true, because that's true with, like, a lot of players. There's so many players that are so feisty and annoying, but, like, literally, if they're on your team, you would like it. And at the end of the day, like, OKC kind of had the same situation, right? They just couldn't keep them together. After basically a year, they let it go, where they had James Harden, they had Russell Westbrook, they had KD, they went there to the finals young. If they probably stayed together, they might have been a dynasty right before the Warriors became one, because it was, like, right previously before that. But they let one walk, and it destroyed it. So the fact that the Warriors were able to do that, keep egos in check, that says a lot about Steph as a leader. And Draymond, I know he's the vocal leader more or less, but, like, at the end of the day, like, you can't get mad at that team. But now, since they are bad, and it's mainly because Clay's out, I feel like if Clay was there, the team would have been a lot better. We would have had something interesting for sure.
I'm sorry, I stand by this, but Clay, if he was healthy, we would be a top 3 or 4 seed in the West. The reason why I say this is because if you take Wiggins out of that second scoring option and you put him as the third, I think that it completely changes how he plays. Like, he's kind of playing better now, but, like, take Oubre out of that scoring, you know, position, and, like, we're really not that bad. You know, it's just the fact that, like, he's open every time, and then, well, you know. Clearly,
no,
you know.
No, that's for sure a thing. Plus, like, obviously Clay's defense was something that we like, you can't talk about it enough. But now, like, coming off the injuries, it might be a little different. And I'm sure you could say that we don't actually know how he's going to come back on the defensive end. He might lose some lateral quickness here or there. But that team definitely has a good future with James Wiseman. Do you like him? Like, do you think, like, the direction of the team is good? Or what would you do if you were a GM type thing?
I mean, the only thing is, like, obviously, nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to make moves here and there that, you know, you kind of don't agree with right away, you know, and then sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, whatever. It's the whole part of basketball, you know, you never know. Like, so when the whole Wiggins trade happened, I was so mad. Like, I'm not going to lie, I was so mad. When, like, I saw that trade and I was like, dude, like, and it wasn't even so much because of Wiggins, it was more because of his contract. And, like, if he was bad, we'd be stuck with it for, like, 3 years, you know? So, because, you know, Wiggins is becoming a lot better of a player now. If I was to look at it, I would honestly not really do anything. I think the team is fine the way it is right now. I mean, obviously, like, we're struggling, but you see guys like Patrick McCaw playing well. Wiseman and Pascal, they play well, but, like, I don't know if you saw, but now they're in the whole COVID situation. Like, they're in, like, the health and protocol thing, whatever.
Protocol, yeah.
Yeah. So they're in that now. So honestly, if the Warriors, how do I put this? You know, they can't tank, but, you know, if they just, like, you know, like, okay, maybe, you know, a good draft pick from us, the Timberwolves pick, if that works out to be, because it's top 3 protected. So if we get it at number 4, you know, we make a
That's big.
trade, move Wiggins, move Oubre, something, get the team kind of cooking up again. Okay, maybe we're fine, you know?
I think you guys are fine regardless. Like I said, like not too many teams get to experience that. Like I was a Nets, like I'm a Nets fan or whatever. I'm not gonna say I was, but I usually say I was because I kind of say I stopped supporting them right now. But there was like a period when I first started watching basketball in like 2002, 2003, all that era. Like they were actually really good, and then they went through that terrible stretch. And it takes so long to actually get good again. So a lot of teams, besides obviously like the best teams in the league, where like I mean the best franchises, right? But then again, we see it with the Lakers. They go through stretches. They went through a tough stretch when Kobe got hurt. We went through like the Celtics go through little stretches as well. So I feel like every team, besides maybe I guess the Spurs, they're kind of going through that stretch now. But other than that, like every team has seen a lot of downs before the ups. So we got to just appreciate when our team is doing well, and it's okay if they have a couple bad seasons here or there. For sure.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing too. Is that people would say to me like, "Oh, how could you have fun watching the Warriors win?" And I'm like I get it to a point, but it's like my team that I love is winning. Like, why would I get mad at that? You know what I mean? Like, I got annoyed. Like when I saw the whole KD signing happen, I wasn't too happy about it. The reason why is because I'm a basketball fan before I'm like a Warrior fan. You know what I mean? So like I love the competitive nature of games. When the Warriors versus the Cavs in 2018 happened, I was not having fun watching that series. Like 4-0 sweep. Cool. You know why it wasn't fun? The graphic when it was Curry, Clay, and KD versus LeBron, Tristan Thompson, and Kyle Korver. Like that's just it was so bad.
No, I'm with you 100%, and that's kind of why I'm not really like I see this Nets team, and I'm like I enjoyed watching that D'Angelo Russell team so much, and now I'm just sitting here like, what is this? Like this team isn't fair. It's a 2K team, and then they add Blake, and yeah, people say this and that, but the team on paper just it's too crazy. You're just signing talent, and like you said, I like the whole built from the ground up. I like that aspect to it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's a business. We know that. And we're just fans of the game, and that's what I love about basketball. Like, I'm just glad it's back, more or less. Like we had a season this year, even without a crowd. I'm still glad it's here.
True, yeah. I mean, not having it on was even worse. Like, that definitely sucked. Like, I love it because it's like basketball as a whole has just a very good I don't want to say like fan base, but like just like a community in itself. You know what I mean? Like where you go back to when ESPN aired Kobe's final game again. Do you remember how everybody came together and was like, "Hey, for one last day, why don't we all agree that we'll pretend like we don't know what's happening and we'll all live tweet it again?" That was like the coolest thing I think I've ever seen.
That's
like for like a while. Because everyone's like, "Oh my God, if he goes for 40, I'm gonna lose my mind." Oh my God, he's got 50. Like it was cool. Like. That was just a fun day, I'm just happy the whole thing is just back.
I agree 100%. All right, we're gonna try to start wrapping this up for you, man. We'll talk about YouTube real quick before we get out of here. I know we did it a little bit previously, but so this whole YouTube journey, when did it start exactly?
Well, I mean, probably in sometime in 2K17, I don't know, 2018 or whatever, I guess, somewhere around there. Because I wasn't really doing it full time or anything. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I get you. No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure we emphasize this because a lot of people I see the comments and stuff. People are always asking "Oh, how do I get big on YouTube?" or when do you get big and all this. And I think the main thing really comes down to consistency and just believing in yourself, right? Just keep going no matter what because it takes a while for us to grow, right?
Yeah, for sure.
JR asked, "Why'd you start YouTube?"
Originally, I said, I wanted. Well, yeah, I was gonna say originally I wanted to become a Call of Duty thing, channel. I just basically so originally what started it was that I was just pub stomping left and right and there was no purpose to it. You know what I mean? I was dropping when TDM was up to 100 kills, I would be dropping 60, 70 kills at TDMs. For no reason. I would just be going off for no reason. So it's a part of me was hey, I could, maybe do this. And I was watching guys like Optic Scumpy and I was the whole redhead thing. So I was we could do this, So I bought the stuff, started, streaming or started recording really. And then one day, I just kind of realized I was hey, video games are what I love to do. You know, it's my escape from reality. And I was like, what if I could turn this into a job one day? You know, so then that's when I started trying to upload consistently. And then, like I said, I started growing on 2K. So then I just kind of just kept that rolling, and it kind of, you know, well, not kind of, but it blossomed into a career, you know?
No, it's awesome that you had that mindset too, like coming in, like, or not coming in, but like you realized it at some point that you could make it a career. Because I feel like I don't think I ever had that moment, like at that time, like maybe when I first started, I was just kind of was doing it, and then it just did happen by itself. But the fact that you realized it and kept going, I think that's awesome.
Well, if I'm being honest, there was like always like a thought that I could do it, but it wasn't like what was pushing me. It was the moment that like I realized like I was making more doing this than I was working at the job I was at. So I was like, why am I doing that when I could just, you know? So I was like, boom, here we are. Like, so.
Nah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Definitely like so you worked at GameStop right before this, right? Like before YouTube?
Well, yeah, I worked at GameStop and then a few restaurants, and then I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods actually for a while.
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome. So you always been around either video games or sports, more or less. Like that's kind of what you were always leaning towards for sure. All right, so now I'm gonna ask you the randomest questions before we get out of here. I want to know your favorite animal, man.
My favorite animal, definitely. I don't know. We'll go dog, sure.
Dog, sure.
Gotta love
You could
dogs.
do
Yeah,
a wild animal, man. It doesn't matter. Like you can literally say anything.
Honestly, I think the most random thing would be like a wolf. Just because like I've always wanted a pet wolf, and I know it's not maybe like the safest thing, but like, you know.
No, I could definitely see that a little bit more. All right, so do you have any like stuff that you collect? Like I know I said shoes before, but is there anything like I collect shot glasses, but I don't even drink. So do you collect anything?
Well, I actually have. It's funny because I actually have an entire box full of shot glasses that I do get one every time I go somewhere new. So like it's I had like I guess that jerseys, and then like I mean that's really it. Well, I have a Curry shrine if that counts.
That's awesome. I kind of got one for LeBron. I actually have a lot of Curry stuff too, which would surprise a lot of people. People don't realize that. Breakfast, go-to breakfast. Give me like a couple of them.
Definitely an omelet. That's number one. I don't care what kind of omelet it is. I just always love eating omelets. Pancakes, slap. One of my favorite places in Myrtle Beach to go to is this place called Hot Stacks. Had like the best pancakes you'll ever have. I mean, that's really it. That's all I really go for. Either an omelet or pancakes. So.
And for the omelet, you go in toast, bread, bagel. Like, what are you using for that? Or
oh my God! I literally forgot about my favorite breakfast thing of all time. I'm so sorry. A Taylor ham, egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. Can't go wrong there. Can't believe I forgot.
Nah, I'm with you. Nah, you're good, boys. So no cereal? You don't like cereal at all? Like, I feel like that's a gamer thing or not.
I like this may sound weird, but like I'm like I don't know. It's like if I'm gonna take the time to pour milk and stuff into a bowl, I'm just gonna make eggs. Like I know it's faster to just do the cereal thing, but like I can't.
You're good. You're good. So is the milk first or the cereal first?
Dude, it's the cereal. If you put milk first, if you're watching this and you put milk before a cereal, you gotta reevaluate yourself because that's just weird. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna say this here, like before anyone else see this, but I have a guest that's coming on in the future that actually puts their milk first. So we're gonna have this conversation.
TJ, yeah, TJ, I'm looking right at you. Come on, bud. Yeah, I'm calling it right now. 1v1 on the podcast. Let's do it. He's the only person awesome. I know that does that. He's the only one I know that does that, man. I can't.
That's a fact. I think so too. Nah, the thing is, I think when I first started cereal milk, that's just the way I thought it was, and then the one day I realized the other way was better, and I get more cereal in my plate and like all this in my bowl. Yeah. I was like, bro, I thought I discovered like literally the cure for cancer. Like, I'm sorry to say it like that, but like seriously, I thought I was a genius. Like because this was before like social media, so I thought I did something. Like,
yeah, it bothered the hell out of me when he put that video up. He's like, yo, if you think otherwise, and then he's like, I saw him like, dude, like what? Like what are you doing? Like who does that?
That's mad funny. Is there anything that you haven't told us that you feel like you have a talent or something?
I mean, not really. I mean, one thing that I think people don't know about me that like every time I say it on stream they get surprised is that I write music. But other than that, like, you know, like that's really it.
Like you're giving us a novel soon or an autobiography? Like what's the vibe?
I said music. What?
Oh, you said music. I heard you just write. I
Yeah,
didn't
you
hear the
are white.
music
Nah, I
part.
write music. Nah, like I write like it's more like the lyrics rather than like the actual like music that
Got
you
you.
hear. I will say this really quick though. People like I talked about this on stream one day, and I actually wrote a 2K20 song, and I never actually like posted it or anything because I didn't know really how to like record it. But like, trust me when I tell you, this thing was a banger. It was a remix to Old Town Road, and like, dude, the lyrics to this thing were like spot on. So like,
Eh,
one day maybe that'll happen.
Can I get like a verse? Just one?
Sure. Hold on.
Oh,
I gotta
okay,
pull it up.
okay. This is
I'm
doing the
not
most
singing it.
exclusive.
No, I am not singing this. Where did? Oh, here we go. Yeah, check this thing out. So like, it was like the obviously you got to like sing it to have it like completely make sense. But it says I'm gonna load up into unlimited. I'm gonna deep hash until I can't no more. And then the rest of it's like loading into a MyTeam game, ready to sweat. Got my playbook with the 5-out attached. Equipped with some goats settings, of course. Got my whole team ready to press up the full court now. And then it says time to
Oh,
go. Yeah, time to go full blown sweaty. Fist 64 down ready. I mean, come on now.
bro, that
Banger
is so
verse.
fire.
But hold on, no. Like, like the part where Billy Ray Cyrus comes in.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. This is the part that I was proud of. It says turbo pushdown, ready to NASCAR. Got Giannis locked in, ready to play point guard. Dribble glitch, trail cheese, knock down a half bar, off ball, double team, anything to go far. Like, tell me that thing doesn't slap, dude. I was so proud of that.
Bio has a
Bangers.
ghostwriter confirmed, man. He has a ghostwriter. Who is?
All right, man. No, but I was seriously, like, I'm not joking. I had everything planned out. I was going to get a cowboy hat. I was going hard. Like, I was going to record this thing on the beach. Like, but, it's just weird to, like, sit there and, like, lip sync on the beach being like, like, so.
No, you gotta make it happen, man. You gotta make it happen. I'm gonna let everyone make sure they tweet at you that we're gonna make this
It's
happen.
too late now, though. You got to do I got to do the 2K21 one, which I'm not going to lie. I've already kind of started writing it because, we've had some issues, but we'll get there.
Nah, for sure, man. I can't even follow that up with anything else. I think we just gotta end on there. So I'm gonna tell you, bro. I appreciate you for your time, for real, for real.
Got you, my man. A lot of fun.
Is there any? Yeah, for sure. Anything you want to say to the viewers? Last words.
Stop asking me what level you are.
Nah, but seriously, I'm level 39, no auction house,
Yeah,
right?
all right,
And
okay.
wait,
Yeah,
no, seriously. No, I'm just messing with you, bro. All love, bro. We appreciate you for your time, man. We wish you the best on Facebook, on YouTube, and everything you do. Like you said, you're more than just a 2K YouTuber. You're more than just a streamer. You're an actual person that we appreciate for your time in everything you do, man. And we wish you the best always, bro. So that was doing the most with Bio2k. We learned a lot about that man, especially like how he got into basketball and all that good stuff. I really enjoyed just getting to talk to him. Someone who I told you guys I had a relationship with a long time ago. We kind of started this kind of journey together. And I know we've been keeping up with people like that. So whenever you guys have any people that you want us to have, make sure you guys send that to us. Send it our way, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's in the comments. I read everything. You can at the people that you want to see on here and we'll make it happen. And I just want to say, Bio, we really do appreciate your time. Once again, I really need you guys to make sure you guys are checking out all the links down below. Follow him on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. It means a lot because they gave us our time, like him being here isn't something he had to do. It was something for you guys, getting to learn you. If you guys are listening to us on Spotify or on Apple, I appreciate you a lot. I know you can't see me right now, but I really do appreciate you as well. We'll just end and conclude with everything we learned. We said a lot about Kobe. We talked about how we take things for granted sometimes and we need to live for the moment. So make sure you guys are doing that in everything you do. Follow your dreams, your path, no matter what it is. If you're passionate about something, just follow it and you never know when it'll pay off. So with all that said, guys, next week we are going to be having an NBA player here live with me doing the most. We're going to be doing a lot of things. So I'll give you guys some clues and hints on all that this week. Well, this weekend, I should say, because it's coming quick. It's coming quick. So make sure you guys are ready. I'm not going to tell you who it is right away. So you guys are going to have to guess. And we're going to have a lot of fun learning a lot about them and their transition to getting to the league. And then just things they might have not expected and stuff like that. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Once again, I'll be seeing you guys later. It's your boy. Make sure you guys are subscribed, leave likes and all that. And I'll be seeing you guys later. It's been your boy, Mos. and thanks for doing the most.